Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you are coming back, obviously welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Maggie or Draskia. You have probably seen me online telling you to drink water or check in with yourself or check in with your friends. I am your friendly neighborhood mental health advocate and peer support. If you are interested in mental health support from a perspective of someone who has gone through a lot of mental health stuff, I highly suggest that you like and subscribe. By no means is this page meant to be any form of medical advice at all. If you are in need of psychiatric help, I very much insist that you call 911 or your emergency services, or you find local support such as therapists or psychologists or psychiatrists. These systems refer to a network of relationships, resources, and services that help individuals maintain and improve their mental well-being. These systems provide emotional, practical, and sometimes even professional assistance to cope with just everything going on that can impact our mental health. They can help promote that mental health or psychological resistance to stress and all of the stressy things that we go through all of the time, especially today. So some of these systems can be considered personal relationships, your friend, your family, the people that you play games with, the folks that you see regularly on trivia night. It can also be professional mental health services or community resources and support groups. There's even workplace or educational institution support programs, so like counselors, or if your work provides psychological coverage, like your insurance. And then there's like us. We are considered a support system. We fall under the bucket of online communities and mental health tools. These support systems play a crucial role in the prevention, early intervention, and ongoing management of mental health issues. Personally, I find that professional support has been very, very impactful on my mental health. These can be therapists and counselors that play a crucial role in supporting your mental health. Therapists and counselors can provide a safe, confidential space for you to open up and talk about your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of the things that you would not necessarily be able to talk to a close friend or family member about. Sometimes it's just easier to open up to a third party. They can help you develop coping strategies and problem-solving skills that you can apply in your daily life. They can also offer guidance and support to all those things that you, again, can't really disclose or don't want to talk to other people about. That can be relationship issues, health issues, problems, life changes. There's also various therapeutic techniques that therapists and counselors can use to help improve your mental well-being. Basically, they collaborate with you to bring your mental health to a better place. They are an important they are an important part of your, of any professional mental health system. I find therapy incredibly relieving. I find that it is not only a great place to open up and to talk to a third party that maybe isn't involved in the day-to-day drama and conflict that can happen, but I find that they can truly walk you through things you might already know. I know a lot of mental health strategies. I do a lot of self-help work. I have gone through a lot of self-improvement, but having someone there that truly has an investment in my betterment, the betterment of my mental health, has been literally life-changing. If you cannot find a therapist in your area, I highly suggest online therapy. I am not sponsored by anyone. Personally, I use Brightside. I love them. There are others out there. I would also suggest using therapy finding pages. I can definitely link some down below. They're also on my website. If you are in other countries, there are also resources for you to find therapists. Shop around. You don't have to settle on one. If you start with one and it's just not going the way you want to go, don't worry about it. Same thing with psychiatrists. Like, we'll talk about them next. Any type of doctor or person that is in charge of your well-being. There is no reason for you to go through chaining yourself to someone that isn't necessarily helping you to the extent that you need it. My other piece of advice when speaking with therapists and counselors and psychiatrists and any other kind of mental health professional is to be open. Just don't lie to them and don't keep things from them. It's hard to do at first. It's hard to admit fault, or it's hard to truly open up and express these things, but it is vital. They can't help you if they don't know what is wrong. They can't help you if you don't open up to them. I hope that makes sense. Another professional that has helped me immensely is a psychiatrist. So psychiatrists are medical doctors that specialize in mental health and can diagnose and treat mental illnesses. It is no secret that I am bipolar, ADHD, and I carry CPTSD, which is known as complex PTSD or childhood PTSD, which they kind of go hand in hand. They do have a medical degree and they are trained in psychiatry. They are able to prescribe medications for mental health conditions. Medications are a fantastic tool to put in your mental health toolbox. They have an expertise in complex mental health disorders. So for me, that was bipolar. It's kind of a mess, especially when you mix in ADHD and PTSD. They can also work with you on psychotherapy treatments. They often work in conjunction with your therapist. So if your therapist hears you talk about feeling in a fog and just not being able to find the motivation to do anything, they will be able to talk to your psychiatrist and let them know that maybe they need to reevaluate your medication. Psychiatrists play a crucial role in treating mental health issues and mental illnesses that cannot be overcome through therapy and self-help. Now, there are also support groups led by professionals. These are support groups that are focused around specific mental health concerns, and you come together and you connect over that shared trauma and shared experience. They are under the guidance of a trained mental health specialist or professional. These groups can offer a lot of benefits for you. They can provide a safe and confidential environment for sharing experiences. These mental health experts can lead the conversation and coping strategy subjects that you and others in the group can use. This also facilitates peer support. That is something that I am a huge proponent of. Helps reducing the stigma and the feel of isolation with your mental health journey or the weight of it. They can also provide you with resources and educational material and self-help material when dealing with that specific mental health condition that you're there for. These groups can be incredibly helpful for individuals dealing with very specific mental health issues, such as depression, anxiety, or addiction. They are fantastic for, like I said, reducing the stigma and not letting you feel so alone. There are also personal support networks that you can find and reinforce. Not everyone has the most healthy relationship with their family, and that is perfectly okay. It sucks. It really does. But that's why we have our chosen family and friends. So, if you live in a healthy familial environment, and you have good friends, leaning on them for your mental health support can provide a lot of benefits. Maybe emotional support while you're going through a hard time, a listening ear, possibly some feedback that you could use. One of the things that I do is I ask for a vibe check. Like, am I overreacting? And my family will be very, very upfront with it. They will definitely be like, no, you're fine. It's just a weird day. Or they'll be like, yeah, you're a little snippety. And I'll be like, well, I need to detach and go calm down. It's taken us quite a few years to get to that point, but I very much encourage it. They can also offer practical help. If you're feeling really depressed and you just can't get out of bed, maybe ask your family to throw in your laundry for you. If you have chores that you're normally very much assigned to, be transparent with your family and just say, or friends, and just say, I'm really feeling stressed or frustrated or down. Can you give me a hand with these chores? It's also another thing that I do with my family and friends If I am just not feeling like I am able to hop into our peer support Discord, then I will tell our moderators, like, hey guys, I just can't do that today. Sirens outside. They're not coming for me, I promise. Your family and friends can also help you seek that professional help when needed. Personally, I didn't want to open up to anyone about my mental health issues for a very long time. I kept saying I'm fine. ADHD is a superpower. I can do it. I'm just a little sad today. It's just a migraine. Or, oh, I haven't eaten in 24 hours. I'm going to lose so much weight. Like very toxic mentalities that I was telling myself. And in 2019, it got bad. I took some drastic steps and my husband actually got involved. He got me the professional help that I needed. And that was when we found out that I am bipolar. Not long after that, because I had that professional help with a psychiatrist and a therapist at the time, we found out that I was also ADHD and that I had a very I am struggling for the word, serious, I think would be the best way to put it, a very serious case of childhood post-traumatic stress disorder that I have been bottling up for a very long time. If it wasn't for me opening up to my husband and telling him my weakness and my fragility and telling him I am not in a good place, I probably would not be here today. Since then, I have also opened up to my friends, and while some of them have not talked to me as much and kind of left, a good portion of them have stayed to support me in my mental health journey. Those sirens really are just going, aren't they? I don't know if you guys can hear them. There are sirens. Anyways, my friends have also been able to do the vibe check thing for me. I'll be like, hey, this is the scenario going on. Am I the butthead? TB? Am I the butthead? And they will be very upfront. They will be very honest with me. I ask them to be patient with me if I forget to reply to a text message, or to be patient with me if I disappear. That's definitely a thing that I would do. And before I understood all of my mental health issues that I have and that I had, I would blame myself. I dealt with a lot of guilt, but that's a conversation for another day. It is very important to remember that family and friends can offer you a lot of support, but they are not to replace professional help. And then there are peer support groups, which I, again, find absolutely vital to keep in your mental health toolkit. Peer supports are gatherings of individuals who share similar mental health challenges. These groups can offer tons of benefits to your mental health, such as a safe place to share experiences that you've gone through without the feeling of judgment. They can also foster a sense of community, reducing the feelings of isolation and guilt and that stigma that goes behind not talking about your mental health. They can also offer practical advice from their own personal firsthand experiences. They can connect with you and tell you their coping strategies that they know work. A peer support group can offer so much emotional support that goes hand in hand with your professional treatment. Unlike professional-led support groups, peer groups are facilitated by people like me, people that want to share their experiences so that they hope that they can help other people. We have a peer support group on our Discord, on our Instagram. Our comments are always so full of positivity and encouragement. I hope to create a unique atmosphere that truly embodies mutual understanding and empathy. And speaking of our community, there are online communities. These are online communities like forums and message boards, chat rooms like Discord. These could also be blogs or articles written firsthand by people who have experienced similar mental health issues or trauma that you might be looking for insight on. Online communities and resources can also be resource libraries with information on various mental health conditions and coping strategies. There are so many fantastic Instagram pages, YouTube pages, Twitter accounts. Even I've seen Tumblr accounts that focus on all of this. Online communities offer anonymity. They offer 24/7 accessibility and a diverse range of perspectives. They are a valuable part of your mental health toolkit, but they are not a replacement for professional mental health help. If you would like to join our online community, please do. There's plenty of easy ways to do it. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can follow us on Instagram. You can join the Discord. The Discord is probably the one that I would suggest the most. We have so many fantastic people in there that equally share their empathy and compassion with others' mental health journey. Another type of support system that you can find is institutional support. Institutional means like your workplace and your school, not like being institutionalized. There are workplace mental health programs. They're becoming wider known than just a few of the new upstarts. These are implemented by employers to support and promote mental well-being of their employees. These programs typically fall under employee assistance programs offering confidential counseling, not connected to HR, mental health awareness training for staff and managers so that they understand a little bit more about what's going on with other people, stress management workshops and resources, flexible work arrangements, especially encourage a healthy work-life balance. These programs aim to create a supportive work environment. They aim to do this to not only make sure that you work a little bit better, but also to reduce the stigma about mental health issues and provide employees with tools and resources to maintain that good mental health. By investing in mental health, organizations can improve overall well-being and productivity and retention, but it's kind of a good, I don't want to call it a side effect, but it's kind of a positive feature of capitalism. Of course, they want you to stay happy. They want you to stay working. School counseling services are another part of mental health support groups. These can be found in your high schools and your colleges, and please, please use them. I wish that I had used my high school counselor's input a whole lot more than I did. A lot of these systems include resources to help you in your academic, professional, social, and career development. They can also help you cope with stress, your classes, maybe bullying, maybe dealing with a teacher that you just don't like, dealing with a teacher that maybe you just like rubs you the wrong way. I punched my microphone. Of course I did. Parts of this counseling service can include individual and group counseling, again, to reduce the stigma and isolation that you might be feeling in school. They can also help you with your academic guidance and support. You might be stressed out about college or about what you're going to do after college, and they can help you find resources to answer those questions. They can help you start setting up plans for the future. And we know that knowledge is the antidote to fear. They can also help you find that crisis support and the mental health support that you might need. And unfortunately, for some families, kids can't necessarily talk to their parents, and their parents, if they are talked to, might not get them the mental health support that they need. They might not be able to afford it. They might not believe in it. They might be in denial. So speaking with a counselor is a fantastic way for you to find that healthcare that you might need, or at least start the path of it. And they can also collaborate with your teachers and your parents to help you have that overall better mental health. School counselors are trained professionals who work to create a safe and supportive environment for students. It is a crucial role that is far underappreciated in today's school system. I cannot suggest it enough that you check in with them when you are stressed out. They are there to help you. Another type of institutional support to add to your mental health support systems are community mental health centers. Now, they sound scary, but they're not that bad. They are local facilities that provide comprehensive mental health services to those in like your town or your city, maybe even your neighborhood. These could be outpatient mental health treatment centers or counseling. They could be crisis intervention services. It could be substance abuse programs. Substance abuse goes hand in hand with mental health crises. It could also be case management or care coordination that will help you find those mental health resources, such as therapists or psychologists. They also could be mental health education and prevention programs. A lot of community mental health centers are focused on getting you the mental health help that you need when you need it in an affordable way. They can connect you with nonprofits in your area. They can connect you with those peer support groups. They can even help you get insurance if you need it for a specific anything. Community mental health centers make mental health care more accessible and affordable to all members of the community, regardless of their ability to pay. They often work in collaboration with other local health and social services. They care. People don't volunteer or work in nonprofit if they don't care, at least not all of them. We have covered a lot of mental health support systems, but it's your turn now to build your mental health support system. So how do you build and maintain the support system? You want to identify your support needs first. That is assessing where the gaps are. Where can you insert that mental health support? Do you need to get insurance? Do you need to seek out one of those community-based mental health support networks? Do you need to reach out to a nonprofit? Do you need to talk to your general practitioner so that they can direct you to someone? Do you need to get a general practitioner? All of these things are your first step. Another great step is expanding your network. This can be joining support groups or community organizations. It could be talking to your family and friends and requesting their assistance on those daily chores, or just keeping their eyes out if you aren't eating or sleeping too much or anything like that. It should 100% include finding a therapist or a counselor that you can talk to that is outside of that personal bubble, third-party perspective, essentially. It should also definitely be finding psychiatric help if you need it. Another great part of building and maintaining your support system is nurturing those existing relationships. For me, this would be being open and honest about the journey and the struggles that I have with the people that are currently in my life. Like we said earlier, talking to family and friends, just keeping people in the loop on how you're doing. This also can include showing empathy to others around you that are going through mental health issues. If you do some introspection and realize, wow, I'm going through it, I might be in the middle of burnout, and you notice that your coworker, your family member, your friend is also showing signs of burnout, reach out to them. It helps. It helps reduce that stigma we were talking about earlier. Now, a lot of this feels like you might be a little bit too vulnerable. And vulnerability is scary, but there are ways to sort of handle this fear. Start small. Begin sharing your mental health journey with one person, maybe two, in a confidential way. I would suggest therapy. Again, sometimes it's extra scary to talk to family members and friends. Practice self-compassion. Cannot insist on this one enough. Remind yourself that seeking help is a sign of strength and not a weakness. Be kind to yourself while you're going through all of these steps to find help. Be kind to yourself while you're going through that help. Therapy and the mental health journey can be kind of like ripping a Band-Aid off, or even cleaning out a infected wound. It can hurt. It will hurt, but in the end, you'll be healthy and it'll be fine. You'll be healing. Focus on the benefits. Focus on the positives of this journey. Consider how opening up might lead to a better support system and, in the long run, an improved well-being for you. Also, improved relationships and improved outlook. There's a lot of benefits. It's okay to take time and progress at your own rate. Building trust and openness and reducing that fear is hard, and it's a process, and each small step is an achievement. I mentioned earlier that knowledge is the antidote to fear. There are a lot of things to be scared of in this world, and people are pretty scary. There are a lot of cultural and societal expectations around mental health, and they can be challenging. I would suggest educating yourself about mental health resources, and I would suggest educating yourself first. Learn about mental health from a reputable source. That would be a licensed practitioner, a peer-reviewed influencer, so somebody who knows what they're talking about. Even if you hear something from any of these people, double check it. Read articles, look it up. There are a lot of misconceptions and misinformation out there about mental health. And if you wind up on the wrong side of like TikTok, you can wind up drinking unpasteurized milk and doing weird things with sunflowers. Find a supportive community. Connect with groups that share your cultural outlook on mental health. See how they go through talking about mental health discussions. Not everyone has a background or a culture that is as open to discussing mental health as another person's is. Challenge the stigma of mental health respectfully. Ask if you can express to someone when they say, hey, how are you? Don't trauma dump on them. Ask if hey, I'm going through a really tough time mental health wise. Do you have the energy for me to share? But it's totally okay if you don't want me to. Gently question harmful beliefs about mental health within your social circle and within your culture. Seek culturally competent care. Look for mental health professionals who are prioritizing your religious or cultural or societal needs. A good example would be there are tons of outreaches and resources and psychiatrists and therapists for LGBTQAI+ individuals. There are tons of people in the Black community that are focusing on mental health. There are tons of doctors in the Black community. There are tons of women who specifically work only with women. Please find someone that you can relate to, that values your experiences and your history and maybe some of the subcontext of life that you've been dealing with. When you're comfortable enough, share your experiences with people. Especially within your culture. There are a lot of people out there scared to speak up because they have that fear of vulnerability. There's a lot of shame, there's a lot of guilt that can go along with it, especially if you've been in a culture where mental health isn't necessarily something you speak up on a lot. If you live in a society or have a social circle that might ridicule you for your mental health, maybe it's time to find new friends. But maybe opening up will allow some of your other friends, some of your other people in your social or cultural circles to speak up as well. But again, do it when you are comfortable. It is so okay to prioritize your mental health, even if it goes against cultural norms or societal expectations. Your well-being is important. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not a weakness, okay? We have been talking for a long time. I feel like I have a degree in yapology at this point. But mental health is something that I'm passionate about, so I'm very happy I could share with all of these things with you. So let's do a summary. Your mental health support systems can be personal relationships, professional services, community resources, workplace programs, and online communities. And all of these are tools to add to your toolbox, okay? They are all resources and networks and support to help you maintain a healthy mental health. I encourage you to prioritize your mental health and to build that strong support system toolbox that we've talked about throughout this entire video. Please join us in the Discord if you'd like to share your positive experiences, if you'd like to help uplift other like-minded mental health focused individuals, if you would like to be a part of a community that holds each other accountable in the best of ways. We are, I believe, a fantastic online peer support group. If you liked today's video, please like and subscribe. There will be more content like this coming. It's just a matter of time. I have so many YouTube drafts scripted that we just need time. I feel like I'm running out of time. What's that song from Hamilton? But yeah, there will be mental health resources below in the description. They're also on my website. We're constantly sourcing different ones from other countries as well. There is an international directory. But yeah, please have a wonderful day. Drink some water. Pat, pat, pat. It's interesting doing it on pat, pat, pat. It's interesting doing it on YouTube. But yeah, I will see you guys all later. Bye.